Let's start exploring the certificate identifiers and profile section. So you can click on the particular section. You will be going inside the certificate subfolder of your developer.apple.com. Now there are three particular main sections. So if you see for this Mac apps and Safari extension, I have not registered. So they asked me to join the program, but we are registered for the iOS apps. So you have all this sub portal already activated. So we'll see one by one each of them. So we'll start with certificate. So when you click on certificate, there are majorly two types of certificate. One is for development, which is for your ad hoc distribution during the beta testing, and the second one is the production one, when your app is ready to go live. So use your production certificate for uploading the app on the App Store. Now if you see, I have Nimap Infotech as a distribution certificate. I have the development certificate. Just ignore this certificate because they are meant for the Apple push notification, which is out of the syllabus for this tutorial. So whenever you want to create a new certificate, you can click on this plus button. Now you can select which one you want to use. See, I've already used the iOS development, so I cannot use that. And also for the production, I've already created the Apple production certificate, so I cannot make for that as well. Now there are plenty of other certificates. Depending upon your app feature, you need to select the particular certificate. Now suppose you have not created a certificate, then this will be active. And for the further instruction, when you click, you will go to the continue page, and that continue page will give you 8 step-by-step procedures to create a certificate. Now suppose when a certificate gets created and when you download that certificate goes inside the keychain access. So the keychain access is basically your central repository for all the certificates. So when I click on my certificate, you will find iPhone Nimap Infotech certificate already created with the private key. Now suppose I want to use the same certificate on the another machine. So if you try to put the credential of your developer portal on that new machine and download the certificate, your certificate will be valid, but the private key won't be coming up because the private key is the inside the hardware which created the certificate initially. So if you want that certificate to go inside the another machine, you need to export the certificate from the original machine. So you can select the certificate from your keychain access. You can right click and say export iPhone developer certificate. So you can select the location and you can say certificate development. It will ask you this is a personal information action. When you say save, it will ask you for the password. So I say password is 12345 for this particular P12 file, and that certificate will get exported. Similarly, you can export your distribution certificate. So once the certificate is exported, you can email to the respective person, and that person, when double click, have to enter the password which you have created while creating the certificate, which you have set while you created the certificate, which is 12345. So once this process is done, you're done with your certificate binding with your machine, with your Xcode. And after a year, when you're going to renew your certificate, you have to provide the same procedure again. So it's a once in a year process, and once it's done, you don't have to worry about the. So we have done with the certificate section. In the next exercise, we'll see what is identifiers and why they are necessary.